All right. Let's get slid in here. Let's see. Turn that off. Bloop. All right. Ryan, what's going on? Let's see. Your last update was you had a jorb, right? When do you start said jorb? Unrelated. We went to the farmer's market over the weekend. As we do once a month. There's a little farmer's market that comes up. And there's a couple vendors there that have their different honeys. And last month we got a honey from this guy. It was a hot honey. And it was super delicious. And this time he had a vanilla infused honey. And holy crap, is it very tasty. Just get a spoonful of that. 18th is start of Gerb. All right, so you got about a week and a couple days. Yeah, the vanilla honey is super good. We bought there was this other vendor we get just regular honey from, but we tried this guy this time. I'm kind of curious to see how just his regular stuff is, but that hot stuff was good. And the vanilla's super good. Pricey honey? Yeah, man, I feel like all honey's kind of pricey. There is one vendor there. He sells in much larger quantities, and it's not as good, but it is cheaper than the other stuff. So that's the honey you get for baking and cooking and stuff, where you use large quantities of it. Okay, so last night, I think it was last night as I was going to bed, I had an idea for a map. And I don't know how well it's going to work. Also, I don't hear any music. Got my speaker turned down. You let me know if you hear anything. Honey's just hard to get. High maintenance, low production, if you recall correctly. Yeah. And bees. Who wants to deal with bees? They sting. Music is good. All right. I'll just turn my little speaker up here so I can hear it. Shouldn't affect y'all's volume. Of course, isn't there also a bee problem? Well, I say currently, but like it's been going on for some years at this point. Like bee population's getting lower and lower and lower. So I was thinking, I'm just going to drop this here for testing. I was wondering if I could make something like terrain rock based. Could I make like, oh, that's going the wrong way. Kind of like a house in the mountain. Yeah, something like that. Now, if I wanted this to export to the standard VTT format or whatever, and the walls to actually be there, I would have to do something like this. Which is not the end of the world. But I wonder... want the path... Oh, I can't put that above the wall. Interesting, interesting. Oh, above walls. There you go. Okay, so we can do that. Easy peasy. Neat. Alright. By the way, let's see. It's been rephrased, really different ways. I'm not sure how true it is. By the way, I've been checking out Ironsworn Starforge lately. The GM-less life is an interesting... What? What is iron? So is Iron Sworn Starforged? Is that a TTRPG you play by yourself? Doesn't require a GM? Somebody is trying to get a hold of me here. Let's see. A couple people by the looks of it. What does this feller want? Okay. People have been taken care of. I've been trying, the little squirrely system I've been working on. I've tried it solo. It's not bad. Not bad. It's not meant to be played solo, but it works, I guess. It's a TTRPG that provided plenty of resources for... Whoa. Can you hear that? Probably not. I doubt the microphone picks that up. There is a cat just howling in the living room. That's a TTRPG that provides plenty of resources for co-op and solo play. Nice. It's a sci-fi flavor of Ironsworn, the original. Well, I don't know anything about Ironsworn. Oh, you did hear the cat? Nice. Wow, yeah, she was just... She gets lost sometimes. I don't get it. She'll just start howling. The setting is interesting. It's half set, but includes tons of resources to make it how you want. Nice. All right, so getting off topic from maps here. What can I... So I've been working on my own game / rule set, whatever, and we have just been calling it a Squirrel system, but obviously that acronym is not going to work. So I thought, well, we can call it Ben's oddly obscure battle system, which also does not work. So now we're thinking about, we're trying to come up with something for nuts. And I think I was looking at, golly, what was it? I wrote it down. Non-restrictive and unobstructive tabletop system. That don't work neither. Nuts? Oh, come on. Nuts is so much better. Oh, man. I still like a squirrel system. I pointed that out, and everybody in the chat was like, we're going to go play Scrat's ass. It's like, yeah. I meant Ben's. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one didn't work either. Oh. All right. I guess this is kind of a... I just dropped that down for convenience, but... There we go. All right. Now let's get started here. I want the wall tool, and we will make a wall. How about, have the front of the house be kind of fancy? Yeah. I never know what I'm going to do when I start these things. All I know is I wanted a house in the side of a mountain that spills into a cave. That's all I had. Think you should keep Squirrel. A Squirrel system. I guess you could just call it SS instead of S. Maybe. Let's see. How does gravel look like? That's kind of intense. Yeah. for good reasons. All right. That's all right. I knew what you meant. What if we do? I tell you what. Let's do. Make that. Oh, it got bright. Now we will change this moss. Use something to kind of make it stand out. I guess we could just do dirt there. Okay. All right. So then we will do what we did originally. Rain dirt. Let me. Which one? All right, we'll do the other one. We don't need a snap. Okay. Let me kind of bring that out there a little bit. Nice, nice, nice. And then we need a wall to block things. We'll figure out something. The name's kind of not too critical. I mean, obviously a cool name is nice to have, but I should do this first. Make that above walls. Oh, it is not gonna work. Actually, I'll be fine. Never mind. We might just need to do this real quick. Path to edit points. That's all we gotta do there. And that's all we gotta do there. Easy peasy. Now we drop a wall in here to block players and light or whatever you want to do. There's a wall that you can't see no more. Ta-da! Okay, it is actually there. Nice. I wonder, maybe I should do this. Terrain. And then, oops. Fill that up. I'll probably have to redo my road there, but that's fine. Which room of the 5 rooms are we on? The first one. Were we doing 5 rooms last week? That's a totally different map. Let's see, and if you were there last week, actually I can just pull it up. Yeah, this part actually didn't go too bad when they came down here. They came down here and 2 went to the left, 2 went to the right. I split them up and one of them got a potion out of the chest, another one got nothing. And then they came in here and were having to fight each other. That's where I talked about splitting them up in the voice channel. So I had 2 in one, 2 in another, and I was bouncing between the 2. And they like... One of them was pretty sure what was happening, but went along with it went along with it anyway, because, you know, like his character wouldn't know and all that stuff. And the other people were like thinking, okay, I know Scrat, he's probably making us kill each other, but I can't figure out how he's actually doing it. So they butchered each other for a little while. Somebody... Yeah, the barbarian didn't crit, but he dang near did. His damage was so high. He just annihilated the rogue, I think it was. Or no. Yeah, he like chopped the rogue up real good. But he didn't know, you know, that's who he was hitting, so it was pretty good. And in character, these 2 characters are like really good buds, and one of them killed the others. And when I say kill, obviously they're not like permanently dead. 0 HP, had to bring them back up. Plus they're the mushroom people we made, so they can just come back whenever they want. To an extent. As long as somebody can bring them back to regrow them. Alright. I have a mountain, or a house in the side of a mountain, not the mountain in the side of a house. Okie dokie. Now, let's... How do we want this house to be? I don't think the house needs to be too big. So starting with Puzzle Trap instead, not bad. One of the Final Fantasy games starts with a character in a hole. Which Final Fantasy game is that? I'm trying to remember. I haven't played much past 7. I don't play. Well, that's not true, because I played a bit of 8. I played 10. And 11 was online, and I played 12. Okay, so I haven't played any past 13. I missed the old ones. Final Fantasy 2 in the US, or 4 in Japan, however you want to say it. That was my favorite. With the Dark Knight, turned White Knight, Cecil, and the Dragoon Kane. Oh, so good. Such a good game. Good music. Just a good time. And that's the "You Spoony Bard" line. That's where that comes from. It was that game. We could make this kind of branch out. Actually, let's make this a little smaller. I recognize this tune, but I can't place it. Oh, what happened here? Right, that was weird. He took my door away. What kind of floor we want up in here? So see, I got this pretty cool little pack of things. So you can like, okay, there's your texture, I guess, or color. And then you can like put patterns down on top of it. And the problem I have with a lot of patterns in this thing is like they're very headache inducing. Like they're too fine. Know what I mean? Whew. They get a little dizzy to look at. I could just leave it like that. You see, like, look at... This is one of the vanilla ones. Like, that's just headache-inducing. Like, ah. That one's not much better. And then they have this one. I would love to have that one without the holes in it. Like, it's just straight wood floor planks. Oh, well. It is what it is. So, we will just leave it with no pattern. If you should scale it up or down. So, I don't think, unless I've been an idiot this entire time and have completely missed, you can rotate it, but you can't, like, zoom into the pattern or zoom out. I mean, I can zoom in and out on the map, obviously, but, you know. Yeah, see if I... Well, I can't click it there. So if I take this... Put a floor pattern there, click it. Say that this is rotating it. It doesn't really do much. Whee! Woo! So, unless I don't see oh, that's how much I'm zoomed in. Just pattern it with one tile of each. You could. Maybe. I think I see what you're saying. This is your way. Yeah. There is some mixed and matching you can do. Like, you can put some here and some over here, but... Like, look how tiny that is. Ah! I'm just gonna leave it blank. Alright. What would this totally not dungeon have up front in the house to make it look homey? Actually, let's see. I need maybe that. We'll wait. See if I actually need it. I think I already have that on. I don't need cyberpunk weapons, modern electronics, or anything like that. I had a post-apocalyptic game I ran, and I needed futuristic stuff. Could have... Oh, that's a chair, not a table. It's gonna be small. Here's a table. Right, alright. Let's see. How about a chair? A chest for shoes. Oh, that's a good idea. And like a little welcome mat. Welcome to my totally not dungeon. Alright, let's see. Yes, I realize those are on top of the table. We're going to fix them. Now, let's just grab the table. Bloop. There we go. So, Ryan, did you get to see that last video before I pulled it down? What a dumpster fire. Dungeon that slowly drains people emotions, making them go insane. Ooh. Mechanically, I don't know how you do that, but I do like the idea of them just kind of getting something drained out of them. What happened? So, I made a video, as I often do, and it was about how I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be good for Wizards of the Coast virtual tabletop, you know, the one that's coming out, it's in development. And the reason I made it was because I've seen a lot of people say that they think, oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to ruin Wizards of the Coast virtual tabletop. Like, they think it's going to hurt its sales. They think people aren't going to want the VTT because they have Baldur's Gate 3. And I was like, I think it's going to be the other way around. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to make people want to play the VTT because, love it or hate it, Baldur's Gate 3 is only one campaign. It's one adventure, and there's only so many choices and options you can take. So they're like, they'll want, you know, another video gamey 5e kind of experience. So anyway, the video I made, I spent like the first fourth of it saying, hey, I tried Baldur's Gate 3. I'm super not impressed with it. I found it just very mediocre. It was like just right down the center. It wasn't great and it wasn't bad. I didn't understand the hype. I pointed out a couple things that I thought was lacking. It's just like, hey, I'm not digging it. My choices don't feel like they matter. The dialogue's awkward, yada yada yada. Like, that was not the point of the video. The point of the video is like, hey, I didn't like it, wasn't impressed, but despite my negative impressions of the game, I acknowledge 1 million people or whatever have been playing this game, and here's why I think it's going to be good for Wizards of the Coast VTT. So what happened is I pushed that video out, went to the store that morning like I always do, and timing is everything. If 60 is already in 25 from 5 to 20, get the rate. Nah. A friend of mine was just playing Baldur's Gate but wants to run a campaign because while it's big, Baldur's Gate is on rails and you can only do... See, that's what I was saying. Things like that. Like, it's whatever video game, but like, it's not this ultimate breaking new grounds experience. It's like, no, this is just Divinity 1 and 2 reflavored for Dungeons and Dragons. But anyway, like I said, I went to the store that morning, and by the time I came home, and then by that night or the next morning, the video had like 10 times the views I normally get on my other videos in a week. Like, it had gotten it in a day, and it was incredibly negative. Like, it was bad. Well, I say nobody. About 80% of the people that watched that video couldn't make it past the fact that I said, hey, I don't like this game. Like, that they were just foaming at the mouth because of that, and completely missed the point of the video. And I know they didn't listen to the video because there were comments like, oh, I stopped listening after 1 minute. That's like, well, I'm sorry I didn't make a TikTok, I guess. But, and then there was one guy, he was like, oh, I can tell by the examples you gave, you didn't get very far at all into the game. Like, you didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, yeah, I pointed that out 3 times in the video. Like, when I was talking about dialogue choices seeming like they don't matter much, I said, hey, this might be because I'm not very far into the game, and maybe it changes later, but right now, from what I'm experiencing, my choices seem to matter very little. And the example I used was that goober Asterion, or whatever his name is. When you first encounter him, you have 3 options, and they all lead to you getting a knife at your throat. Yeah, I brought out the overzealous riffraff. Yeah, and it's like, okay, you know, that's part of being on YouTube, right? You got to deal with that. But I had to take a step back and realize, wait a minute. Is this even, like, the content I want to make, and then I kind of got the idea of like, yep, that's all it was. It was just content. Like, I don't feel like I brought it. I'm over here talking about Baldur's Gate 3 not bringing anything to the table that was special. It's like, I didn't bring anything to the table. Like, it was just an opinion piece. It's like, hey, this is what I think. And a lot of people took it as a game review, which it absolutely was not. But I took it down because it was causing... I mean, the video still exists, but I just unlisted it. It was just causing so much strife and negativity. It's like, all right, well, that's polar opposite of what this channel's supposed to do. Like, I'm supposed to be talking about TTRPGs and writing and world building and all this stuff and giving people ideas and maybe some advice, whatever. And that just didn't fall under that category. So I was like, all right, well, let's yank it. Let's pull it. When you complain about a game, it helps if you're actually playing it. Just ask the Angry Video Game Nerd. Oh man, I love the Angry Video Game Nerd. I don't watch any of his new stuff, but I remember when he was up and coming back in the day. It was pretty good. Yeah. So, and the one guy, he goes by Hank Hill on YouTube. We were talking about like getting in a call and chatting about Baldur's Gate because he was a big fan of it, and he wrote a very good long lengthy comment on there about his opinions of the game and everything, and things I might have missed and blah blah blah. But we were going to get in a call and talk about it, but I haven't really heard anything from him, so I don't know. We may redo that video. I don't know, but I felt like it didn't really add much to the channel at the end of it. I just made plain content, and it didn't really have any purpose. So, like I said, it still exists technically, but let's see it. I forgot what I was gonna do. So, Justin, did the Angry Video Game Nerd mention something about not playing a game and then talking about it or something? I did play it, Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, I feel like that part's pretty obvious. I wasn't very impressed. I did the first few bits several different times with different builds, and I can see where it gets silly and funny in multiplayer, but then that goes back to that argument I have, like, hey, multiplayer shouldn't save a game, so... My human fighter would like to close the door to the not-a-dung place. Oh, man. What else? I was going to put a mat. That's right. That's like a sleeping thing. That's not what I want. That's a big carpet. That's a huge carpet. There we go. Do we have shoes? We have a shovel. So, long story short, it was a learning experience. It's like, okay, what do I actually focus on? And man, I wrote up a script explaining the situation and recorded it, and I started to edit it, and I was going to post it tomorrow, and then I'm just like, do I even need to do this? I think I'm just going to leave it down and just let it fade, you know? Let it go away. It's like, all right, what can I learn from this? And the learning point was like, oh, hey, it's time to... I've been wanting to collab with community members, so it's time to get off my butt and do that. And also, what do I actually focus on? So, which brings me to this question, Ryan or Justin. If somebody asked you, what is a Squirrel Plays about? What would you tell them? Because I don't even know how to answer that question. There's another channel I make an appearance on every so often, and when I do, I have to introduce me I have to introduce me and my channel and what it's about, and that little introduction changes every time I do it. It's like, I think I focus on this. I think I talk about this. Sometimes I do this. I don't know. Last time I was with them, I was like, yep, I'm a Squirrel Plays, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. That's it. Oh, no need to waste time explaining to the uninterested masses. Well, I agree with that. This isn't to appease the people that got butthurt about me not liking Baldur's Gate 3. It's like I felt like I needed to explain it because, hey, I've had this really good schedule of posting every 2 weeks, and now there's a missing video. And when you only post 2 weeks, one missing video is like a huge hole in your schedule or your channel, whatever. So, and people were like, I could have sworn he had this video. Like, what happened to it? You know, they might be wanting to know. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just snip this part out and post it. Do-it-yourself casual TTRPG philosophy. Squirrel Plays. Insert game here. Well, that's streaming days. Actually, way back. Well, I say way back, but when this was all very much in the planning phase, I wanted to have multiple channels that focused on different things, and a Squirrel Plays was going to be the video game side of thing. A Squirrel Writes or something was going to be something else, and a Squirrel Talks was this other thing. Like, I had a few different ones, but I was like, no, just throw them all on the same channel. That's way too much work. Nothing says you have to stick to one topic. Yeah, so your channels do tend to suffer the broader they get, which is why I was like, okay. That's why I was thinking, all right, well, we have different channels for different topics. Because one, you're mixing communities, and the algorithm likes it when you're focused on one thing because it makes it easier to get in these other people's hands. Because, like, if all I did was TTRPGs, YouTube's like, oh, this is a TTRPG channel. Let me go find all the TTRPG people. Whereas if you're like, TTRPG, writing, video games, YouTube's like, I think it's about TTRPGs, and then sometimes it'll take your TTRPG video and put it in the video game people's feed, and they don't want anything to do with it, and then vice versa. It'll take your video game one, put it in the TTRPG feed. You know, it just makes it easier for YouTube. That's for big channels. You're still sub 10K. You can get away with it, right? I don't know. It's like, I don't know how much effect that has on the growth, and like, then you have to ask yourself, well, is growth what you're after, or is it making decent stuff and helping what few you have? Or, you know, there's that. I do think the net that I cast might be a little too wide. I think I could narrow it down a little bit. And besides, like, my video game ones really haven't ever done too well. I mean, they've done okay, but like compared to the other stuff, they're the weak ones. The half elf, half tabaxi rogue would like to pull the rug up, check for hidden stuff. You can find all the dirt swept under the rug. Changeling bard would like to talk to any NPCs and cast charm. Oh, this tea's so good with that honey. Could probably just drink hot water in that honey. That'd be good. I don't have any shoes. I'm sad. I don't have boots. What? Boots? Do I have boots? I have roots. Dang it. Can't put shoes next to the door. Alright. Frankly, the video game market is absolutely overfilled. It's true. That's just pure luck and timing. The days of Minecraft streamers. Well, and you know, it's sad to say, like, I'm just so losing interest in video games. Like, I still want them, and I still want them to play, but, excuse me, they've, like, taken such a, well, I say they've taken such a downturn like it's recent, but it's been happening for 15 years or more at this point. You know, with all the microtransactions and chopped up DLC, and the communities in a lot of video games are just so bad. Like the Baldur's Gate 3 community, apparently. But you know, you should be able to talk about a game, like, hey, here's where I think it was a little short, you know, or this could have been done better, and people are just like, no. I always love it when you bring something up like that and people go stalk your profile and see what else you get into, and they're like, oh, I see you play this. Well, surely your opinion doesn't matter because you play this other game. It's like, geez, dude, calm down. How about we... Oh, that's kind of big. We can put an empty trunk next to the door. I am also losing interest in video games, or at least new ones. I still have my Factorio, Deep Rock Galactic, Rock and Stone, and someday Dwarf Fortress. Honestly, just need to stop playing video games for a month. So, yeah, I kind of lost my track there, what I was saying. I have been losing interest in them just because they're not very good, plus the communities are usually a giant turnoff, and you're not allowed to talk about them or anything. And, I need windows. And, yeah, like, I have no desire to pay money for new video games, which sounds crazy, because I currently have Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield. And, by the way, Starfield's pretty fun. But, like, the only reason I have those is because there was 2 different people that were very nice and got them for me. Like, otherwise, I was going to wait 5, 6, 7 years from now when Baldur's Gate 3 was $5, you know. I would have done the same for Starfield when it was $5 and had the unofficial patch made for it, along with various other mods that fix things. But yeah, like, I'm just very repelled or turned off from new games because they're so just unfinished. Like, even Baldur's Gate 3, which everybody's praising and saying, oh, this is a finished, polished game. It's like, it's not. It still has issues and a lot of work to do. And some people will admit that. They're like, oh yeah, Act 3 is abysmal. But, you know, whatever. Gaming industry is just kind of poop. So I think the point of all that was to say I might just pull video games in general from my channel, except when I'm streaming and playing something myself. I like to focus on indie TTRPGs and review those, so maybe streaming games will be smaller scale games than older ones. I don't know. Tell me about a AAA game that's finished that was released post-2020. That'd be nothing, good sir. Absolutely nothing. I'll wait. Yeah, me too. And that was one of the things I said in the video. I was like, hey, I've seen everybody, well, not everybody, I've seen lots of people say, this game's super polished and complete. And I'm just like, that's not true for any game. Nothing comes out polished and complete. And it's like, hey, here's an update from Larian 1 week after release. It's a patch that has over 1,000 fixes in it. Like, that's not to dog Larian out and say they're crap. It's just like, it's not done. It's not completely polished like everybody's praising. Like, this is just overhyped. People there's this massive hype wave going, and I don't understand it. But 'tis what 'tis, I guess. Right. Been here for an hour and haven't made a door. Let's have a little room right there. That can go off into that. A little bedroom. We'll put a little bedroom in there or something. Like, I'm okay with small patches, but major features being missing are rough. Yeah, and like, and say this is, oh, what's the word? The double-edged sword of the internet, right? When it comes to games and updates. Like, it's great. It is fantastic that you no longer have to sweat and panic and freak out and hope to the high heavens that you got everything fixed before it gets imprinted on that cartridge and released into the wilds. With the internet, it's like, oh man, here's this terrible thing we missed. We can fix it. Boom, and shoot out an update. Everybody's happy. Nobody's got a bum cartridge. We don't have to reprint anything. We're not out any money. Everybody has their game. But the bad side of that is people are abusing that, because now they're like, oh, we don't have to finish the game. We can do that later. You know? And that later keeps going farther and farther and farther out. And the amount, well, okay, the later isn't what goes out farther and farther. It's the how much can we leave out and do later. And that's like, you know, we've seen early access just become less and less and less, or more, depending on how you look at it. Bad. Like, they just like, okay, how much can we get away with? It's like, how much can we save for later? And then it's like, okay, how much do we actually have to deliver? Like, what are these paying customers willing to live with? Like, what can we leave out of this game? Bedroom, bathroom. About an office. And the office will lead. Yeah. Have a little secret door. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay. Need more floor. Oh, I got the hiccups. And that's kind of another reason, you know, it's like to stay away from video game videos. It's like, I don't have anything good to say about the industry. Like, I really don't. Like, and that's just negative, man. Even though some of it, I guess, needs said. But I feel like if I were a bigger channel, like let's say I was Markiplier big, you know, however many millions of viewers he has or subs. If I had got up there and said, yeah, Baldur's Gate's kind of yeah, there wouldn't have been near the whiplash. Like, people would have been like, oh yeah, you know, I see what you're saying. Like, because that's just how people are in that community anyway. Just kind of go with the wave, with the flow. All right. So if I do this. Oh, that just spills into the house. Okay. I don't want to use the cave tool. I will make a fake cave. I remember that works better, which is unfortunate. And you know, you're talking about small patches and major features. Yeah, like it, and you know how I feel about this. I've said it plenty of times. Like when they change an entire mechanic or remove a mechanic or add one, it's like, you know, 2 years later, it's like, man, that sure would have been nice when I was playing it a year ago. Like, I don't want to play the whole thing again. Like, I already know what happens and how things work, but that would have made it a lot more enjoyable. Let's find a bed. Nice little bed. Do I have a nightstand? Wrong kind of night. Let's say that pack had some things. Oh, hey, it had chairs. Overturned. Oh, I didn't realize that's what that was. Some gears. Just drop a big gear in there. Alright. And also, this is super unfortunate too. Like, when I woke up the next morning and realized the video was super out of control, I was like, oh geez, you know, I was like, what would I do? Like, I had to stop and think. I was like, okay, everybody's being mean to me, boo-hoo, but like, I can hit the delete button, that's fine, as far as comments go. If they're not contributing anything, if they're just saying, oh, you're stupid, I was like, okay, that's not contributing anything. But if there were some comments like, hey, here's something you missed, or you should have talked about this instead, I was like, okay, I left those and responded. But I was thinking, I was like, man, what do I do for the channel? Like, what is the right choice for the channel, not for me? And then I ended up unlisting it. I was like, okay, I gotta unlist this now because it's getting out of hand. Like, it's just views are going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, and like, clearly I have missed the point or messed something up. And I had brought it up in the Discord, and people were like, oh no, you should leave it up, man, just haters are gonna hate. Oh yeah, you're right. And then I went to go back to relist it, and I was like, oh no, it wouldn't let me. Like, oh, it would, but it would re-notify everybody. And there's a checkbox there. It's like, do you want to notify your subscribers? And it was checked and grayed out. I couldn't change it. I was like, oh, I really don't want to like re-notify and confuse everybody. And then it's like, crap, now I'm stuck. Like, what do I do? And then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, just forget it. We'll just call this one a mistake. But then the aggravating part is I noticed the comment count was going down, 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 down. Like every time I hit the refresh page on my studio or channel studio page or whatever. I cannot find what I'm looking for. So I don't know if it wiped all the comments or I just can't see them so long as the video is private or unlisted or whatever. Like, are they all going to magically come back if I relist it? Like, I don't know. I'd be pretty pissed if all the comments got wiped, because like there was no warning. Like, when you hit unlist, it should be like, hey, this is going to delete all your comments. Are you sure you want to do that? Like, oh no, don't do that. That does not look like a chair. I don't know. We'll see. It was a bit of a mess. Unrelated. I really want to make some kind of room one of these days where I use these things that are supposed to be floating in water. It looks like they're all stuck on the floor. Did they find anything under the rug? They found all the dirt everybody had been sweeping under the rug. That's it. That is all. What? That was carpet, wasn't it? that there. Make it look a little more homey. Wardrobe. Yeah. A kobold cleric would also like to hit on an NPC because they follow the goddess of love and fertility. Oh no, one of those, huh? Oh no. Alright, we gotta have a toilet. It's mandatory. Every map I make has to have a toilet somewhere. Don't have toxic gas. There you go, just coming out of the toilet. Make it green. Oh, oh man. What do I have for water? Not what I want. Like a bowl or something? Water bowl? Thought I did. This big old thing. You can make that look like a sink, but it's actually a toilet. That doesn't look like water. Ooh. A wizard necromancer would head to the toilet with her. This was a dangerous build, but it saves me thousands of dollars. Recent DIY solar channel building battery back. Oh no. Oh, here we go. Little cauldrons. But I don't have water that I can put in them. Alright, we can use that. There's the sink. Alright, that's good enough, I guess. I don't know what else you'd have in a medieval bathroom. It's probably more than you normally get. I have a chimney. Wow. Actually. Bring those over there. Normally it's a bucket for the bathroom. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's what it says. It needs a bath. It needs a tub. Squeeze a tub in there somewhere. I'll get back to it. Need a table. Well, countertops, yeah. Fancy kitchen. And some onions. He's a healthy wizard. Eats his veggies. There you go. Just a feast. Squirrel hermit. Hey! I ain't seen you in a while. But yes, this is Dungeon Draft. Hey yo, Mr. Squirrel Hermit. The Dragonborn Paladin would like to see the kitchen and spread the good word of the flying spaghetti monster. Don't I have like... There's a cutting board. put a fish on there. Don't have knives. Here's some knives. Here. That seems like a big knife. Put a couple more. A saucer. I like a good saucer. Uh-oh. Empty plate. With a spoon. There we go. Get that off. Tasty fish. Fish. Man, I had some decent fish last week. It was tasty. Tilapia was good. Alright, I think we'll do that now. And then we were going to try and do... for a tub. Hey, there you go. They have a stone coffin in here for a tub. Take a bath on that. Actually, what I should be doing, instead of fluffing up these rooms, is working on the rest of the map here. So I'm thinking it'll be like an office space, and I'll have something hidden behind a bookshelf right here, and that will lead us off. Into the underground part. Or deeper in the mountain. The cave, as it were. Ooh, that is a fat wall. I didn't realize that was going to be so fat. What's this one like? It's also huge. Alright, let's just do that one. Give me a wall going that way. Wall going that way. Something like that. Yeah. Maybe some steps going down. Ooh. Ooh. I know what to do. Should be lots of traps in this place. Because, you know, secret wizard. So here's what we'll do. We'll have this kind of spill out into a big room. Ding 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 ding. And sometimes I'll come up with a really cool room trap, but I have no idea how to solve it. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, you know what, the players will figure out something. They usually like to have some kind of solution. And you know, I was going to give a different floor texture, but I guess I could leave that. That looks fine. All rocky and stuff. So, let's do what I was just talking about a few minutes ago. About having people stuck on the floor instead of putting them on water like they're supposed to be. A half-orc barbarian hates veggies and argues with the paladin about grumsh. The human fighter would head to bed without dinner. Just rations to save money. Oh, that sounds like me. Matter of fact, there's a play-by-post I'm in, and we were trying to figure out what to do for food, and I cheaped out. I had extra rations and was refusing to clear up inventory space. I was like, oh, I don't want to waste food. Alright. This stuff is stuck in the floor. I think that gets the point across. Soggy floor. The wizard necromancer gets done cleaning the skeleton and goes to read books. Man, you got a whole party going on over here. Oh, and fish in the ground. Man, you could almost like make that look like little holes ripped in the floor. Big old shark. Whoa. Alright, so there's danger room 1. About... Woo! Not mean to do that. Uh-oh. My phone's ringing. I don't know that person. Did the Changeling Bard and Kobold Cleric find any NPCs to charm? They did not. It's a very empty, abandoned house. Hey, what? We'll just make a new wall right here. And that'll have a door. This will be a very questionable room. Give me something bright. Blood. I need some blood. They would go bug the wizard then. The half-elf, half-tabaxi rogue will help in the kitchen getting some food ready. Tired of eating spaghetti. Well, does that go against their... Well, I guess it was a rogue. They don't really have oaths. Who was spreading the good word about the spaghetti monster? Wasn't it him? He allowed to eat anything other than spaghetti? I think what I can do... Wild-eyed blood, I think I can make it look like blood. Yeah. Paladin Dragonborn. Okay. Well, is he allowed to eat anything else? Or is the rogue's meal plan about to cause some strife? Is the teleport room accepted? Talk about Gonzo, fun stuff. I don't think this is the room you want to teleport into, Ryan. I'm trying to figure out how to put blood everywhere. But, it ain't working. Alright, let's start with corpse. Blech. Oh, that's a big corpse. I guess actually it's the right size. It'd be corpses or bones? Oh, we can have like a pile of wrapped up ones. I can, but has to repent later. Bones. That's a lot of bones. What do I want to do here? Really wish I could. I could put scorch marks everywhere. Easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Hey, man. Sometimes that's how it goes. Oh, hey, it's the Galactic Bear. Blood in the summoning circle. Add a human sacrifice, and you have a Hasbro office. Hey, we already made the Hasbro office in this series before. And there was a wizard experimentation room. But I think, if I remember, there was like a pile of bones and a giant charred spot on the floor. Kind of looks like blood, I guess, maybe. Now, should I have bones or a full-fledged corpse in here? Or it could be even a little more spooky and have it wrapped up. Woohoo! Actually, I kind of like that. Kobold Cleric will rest and the Changeling Bard will look in the bookcase for some smut. Oh no. Wrong game. That's Baldur's Gate 3. That's right, I said it. Where... This music got weird. I put... a big splotch on there. Alright, what other weird things can we put in here? Some chains, some whips. Mushrooms. What is this? A road sign. I don't think that quite fits. Oh, there's blood right there. How did I miss that? Like 4 different... And it's right next to the summoning circles. How did I miss that? Oh, that's a giant blood splat. Oh well. We made it work. Oh, you can... Oh shoot, I didn't know that. You can change the color. The water in the... Well, okay, shoot. Let's make a... blood cauldron here, yeah. pretty gross. Kinky. Can the half tabaxi rogue and half orc barbarian roll to see if they smell blood? Yes. What skill would that fall under? Perception? I can't ever keep all those straight. Perception is what you see, right? Investigation's like what you find? Using your hands? What's smell fall under? Oh, I know it. Skeleton. There we go. I'm gonna have them like chained up in the wall. There you go. Alright. Don't know what's going on in there, but it don't look good. Perception would be smell, touch, and sight. Insight more for here. Oh, okay. See, I feel like I've mentioned this on stream before, but I can't ever keep all those straight. So whenever somebody's asking, like, hey, can I do this? I just say, yeah, give me an eyeball check or give me a nose check. Whatever makes sense to you. Perception, I would say you feel it. Ryan's back. Now see, in my system, whenever you want to do something, the answer is just roll a d12. More details to come. Paladin smells nothing over garlic bread. And not investigate like a detective. Yeah, investigates. Okay, what's the third one? There's perception, investigation, and there's one other checking things out kind of skill, isn't there? Let me pull up a character sheet real quick. 5e character sheet. Investigation would be finding out where the blood is coming from. That makes sense. Let's see. That's super tiny. Open a new tab. Here we go. Arcana, athletics, deception, history, insight. Insight was the other one, right? So insight, investigation, and perception. Yep, that's the big three that I can never keep up with. Investigation, yeah, like Justin said. Yep. He's on top of it. He's got a whole party going, man. They're going through the map as we make it. Apparently the paladin rolled very poorly on his perception. Yeah. Alright, what are some other rooms we should have? So this is the house. This was the front, like the cover up, and now we're getting into the spooky stuff. So insight would be gut feeling. So let me pull up my OneNote here. I have these three written down. I got it from some website, and it was just so I could like reference this quickly. Let's see, where's my campaign notebook? Insight. Perception, investigation, and insight. So this is what I found on the site. Investigation is scanning the room for clues, find hidden objects, determine how a wound was dealt, or even find structural weak points in a tunnel. This might also apply to scanning documents and scrolls looking for something specific. Insight is reading people or creatures. This might tell a player the persons they're dealing with. Might tell a person they're... Try that again. This might tell a player the person they're dealing with is lying, uncomfortable, nervous, or something else. For a creature, you might be more inclined to tell what they're about to do, as in start biting you or run away or whatever. Perception is general awareness of your surroundings, the ability to sense things when not actively searching for it, like detecting people sneaking up on you. Can also be used for listening in on others. Now, not saying that's the golden standard or the official rules, that's just something I found and then promptly forget. So 8 for the barbarian and 6 for rogue on the D12. Well, I'd say the barbarian smells something for sure on an 8. Smell blood, boys. Anyway, what other kind of spooky rooms can we put in here? How about... Who doesn't love a good long hallway? Ah. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, let's... Paladin goes to check on Fighter Man, and the Barbarian and Rogue clean the kitchen looking for a smell of blood. Oh man, you still way out in the kitchen? You smelling blood through like... Alright. Well, we'll give it to you. You smell it's coming through the secret wall over here. Now you gotta figure out how to open up the secret door. Yeah, and when you figure it out, you can tell me how it works, because I don't know yet. So, probably a chest right here. I'll put one down for reference. Let's see, chest. Yeah, hiccuping again. So they can come through here, and imagine this hallway is littered with traps, and they'll be like, oh yeah, there's totally traps in this hallway. They get through some easy traps, and then there's like something in these corners waiting for them that's a bit more deadly. Not mean at all. And we'll leave that one open too. We don't need a door. Alright, so we got a weird summoning thing. We got a room where the floor is sticky and swallows you up. We got a hallway booby trap. What else? What else do we need? What other kind of weird booby traps would this wizard have? A room full of bookcases where the books try and attack you? Monstrous bookcase. The bard finds... Let's see... Yep. The bard finds a copy of Alchemist's Girls Monthly while the wizard reads something about mimics. Oh no. Well, speaking of mimics, maybe we should have a mimic room. Not where the room is a mimic, but there's lots of chests in there. And of course, one of them is going to be a mimic, or all of them but one is going to be one. I did a room like that once. There was like 10 chests in there, and every single one of them was a mimic. And the solution was obviously not to find the right chest, right? But they were determined it was. Alright, so let's put more chests for reference. Doot, doot, doot. Doot, doot, doot. Alright, what else would Crazy Wizard Man have going on in here? Well, when in doubt, let's ask the chat GPT thingy. The Bing GBT. Hello, Mr. Bing. I am currently working on a TTRPG map where the party finds a house on the side of the mountain. They later discover there's a hidden door in the back that goes into a cave. Whole thing belongs to an evil wizard who has lots of clever and dangerous traps. What are the traps? What are some traps in dangerous rooms I can make for the party that the wizard made? What's it come up with? It's thinking. The room is a mimic. Well, I could have the walls like close in. Or maybe a bunch of teeth like come out of the walls and they just slowly come in. The robot says, that sounds like an interesting TTRPG map. Oh, you flatter me. Here are some ideas for traps in dangerous rooms that you can use. A pitfall trap. A trap door that opens up beneath the party's feet, dropping them into a pit filled with spikes and hazards. Well, not the most creative. Poison gas trap. A room filled with poisonous gas that can cause damage or knock out the party. Falling rocks trap. A trap that causes rocks to fall from the ceiling, dealing damage. Mimic trap. A chest or other object that is actually a mimic monster in disguise. Illusionary trap. An illusion that makes the party think they are walking down a safe hallway when in reality they're walking into a wall or other obstacle. Ooh. Ooh, what if they... That's one of those things where you're walking and you go so far and then you turn around and then the wall's like right behind you when it shouldn't be. Have one of the treasures be a trap. A nice bit of cursed loot. Ooh, cursed loot. Always good. Teleportation trap. A trap that teleports the party to another location, such as a room filled with monsters or other hazards. Puzzle trap. A puzzle that must be solved in order to progress through the dungeon. A water trap. A room that floods with water. Fire trap. Refills the room with fire. Golem trap. A golem monster that is activated when the party enters the room. Alright, well. Guess that's neat. I like magic traps. You open something, an alarm spell goes off to the enemies. It's totally how the spell sounds. Alright, so I'm having a brain fart here. I really like the idea of a room kind of being a mimic, and like teeth come out of the wall and then they start. I don't know where you'd go from there. Like, would the walls just slowly come in, or... What if they walked down a hallway and it warped them somewhere else? Like... Barbarian comes crawling into the room with the rogue sitting on him like a horse, helping him find the bloodsmith. Oh my goodness. I feel like these are adventures you've actually had. So what if we had like a hallway that went out this way, and it actually looped back this way? They had to figure out something. I don't know how you would handle that. So that's the thing, like, you can come up with these cool ideas, but then it's like, okay, how do you actually run that in a game? These are all characters I've made. I had a feeling. So say you have... Hear me out. So... So here's your player, right? You come up through here. And you're like, oh yeah, there's a hallway. And you look over here and you're like, oh, that is a dead end. So, and then there's like, excuse me, a chest all the way at the end. And you're like, I'm gonna go get that chest. And as you get closer to it, you realize you're not actually getting closer to it. And then you just pop up back here and you're like, ah. You're just running on a loop. Going down here, put you back out here. Again, I don't know what the solution would be, but... I've used a chest. Wait, oh, there it is. Lol, like a portal hole? What? Yeah, I mean, that'd probably be the easier way, but I'm thinking like some kind of weird... This would make more sense in a video game, but like an illusion thing. Like you're getting towards the chest and the hallway just kind of gets longer and longer and longer, and it's like, ah. Messes you up and disorients you. But it might just be easier to say, hey, you get somewhere in here and it warps you back. Now, what if? I missed by one. Big room, big room. Maybe have a trap that's already gone off, then the group has to figure out how to get past it. Ooh. Malfunctioning trap. Why? There you go. Give me that wall to match. Why can't I select the floor? Yeah. Well, that's kind of weird. I do... All walls, portals, objects, paths, lights. Where's floors? I guess it'd be pattern. Yep. Okay, it's not picking that up. Bogus. The wizard gets upset. Everyone is in a room now and leaves with fighter and paladin. And away they go. You got like Hero Forge tokens or character art for this entire party of yours? You gotta share, man. Maybe. Well, if you're in the... Well, I was going to say if you're in the Discord, do share. But then I was going to say, well, you could just put it in the chat. But I don't know. I don't know if YouTube will let you post links. I don't know. What if the floor became teeth? Just, yeah. You mean this isn't a live play? I'm out of here. Terrible. So this has been like all traps so far. Not really fighting anything. Maybe that's what this room will be. Instead of the walls closing in, it can be a bit of a brawl. Whoops. Bit of a brawl. Matter of fact, on that note, let's do... Is it rack? No? There we go, weapon rack. Do that. And we can put some stuff. Oh, that was a big sword. That was what some big YouTuber did, ran a quick game with random characters. I mean, hey. Why not? I wouldn't mind doing things like that. I had a lot of viewers or whatever. Of course, if you just had a couple consistent, you know, that were consistently in the chat like you are, it might work. Just run a silly little game. Really, what I need to be doing is running more games in the Discord. Just little one-shots, like trying different systems and stuff like that. And that's what I really need to be doing. Well, this party, undead would be easy to beat because paladin, cleric, and a necromancer. Oh, yeah. Unless, you know, a whole army of mimics came out. You never know. You never know. Possibilities are endless. I bet a cannon. Just hiding in there. I'm liking this floor texture less and less. Yeah, I need something else to look at for a while. So, we could hide. Will that have us? Let me look up the shelf. There we go. Torture isn't being shot from a cannon, it's knowing when you will be shot from it. There you go. Imagine magical airship with cannons all over it, but the cannons shoot out skeletons. And that's how it raids castles. Now, see, pro tip, not really. If you want to, like, signify something's funky with this bookcase, you can put stuff on top of these ones. Maybe not that big. You know, just things. And then maybe the players will be like, wait a minute, this bookcase doesn't have anything on it. And it would make sense because this one moves. Or you put a fish on it. That'll draw attention to it. Table? No. How about a desk? But that does not look like a desk. That looks like a cabinet. Now, if the knobs were in the center, then it would look like a desk with drawers. But those are doors, therefore, cabinet. Because if it's got doors on it, you can't get your legs under it. Now it's not a desk. Also, why can't I have like a regular desk with a drawer closed? That one's got the knob in the middle. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Just unusable. A big old map. Is that really all we got for table? These super plain and super big ones, apparently. Alright. The barbarian yells, I found the blood! Picks up the fish on the bookcase. The rogue wants to know if it's a red herring. Ha ha ha. I see what you did there. Chair. Let me get one of them new chairs. Alright, I need clutter. Some papers. That is a big paper. Very important man. He was writing letters, invitations to his humble home. Where he will kidnap you. Let's see, I think we'll do more bookshelves. More bookshelves. No. I need just shelf, not bookshelf. Merchant shelf. Ah, okay, that's why. Not books hanging out of it, it's junk. The bard wakes the cleric. When did the cleric fall asleep? Being cradled by the skeleton, and they signal for the rest of the party. Beginning to question your party here. and their survivability. What do we have from here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. There needs to be something right here. Also, my wrist just started hurting. I'm dying. Okay. What can we put? It might even involve the switch. I feel like there needs to be something right here that involves the switch for this guy. What? Do we have just a giant tentacle in there? Bird nest? Oh, you got a case of old, yeah, and bad genes. I think it's more of a case of bad genetics than old, but I won't deny the old is happening. Huh. It's a cushy armchair. Maybe I should put that there. You could have a lounge chair in his office. Maybe. What is this? Big old bonfire? Funeral pyre. Yeah. Oh. You have a mounted head in here. Hey. I like that. I have more. Where are they? If I just put head. Oh. There you go. We got a deer head. Got a moose. Be dragon head. That's a little big, little bigly. Wolf, tiger, cheetah, tiger. What is it? Tiger? That doesn't look like a tiger. That looks more like a friggin' little laughing thing, the hyena. Fox head, of all things. Rhino. Lizard. Deer head. The rogue would like to check for traps. The paladin wants to sense for good and evil. The fighter wants to help action. The cleric medicine checks. The fish wizard IDs the fish. Well, the paladin's picking up all of the evil. Something funky going on in this place. The rogue finds all kinds of traps. He's currently stuck in a trap. The fighter wants to help action. I don't know what he's helping. The cleric medicine checks the fish. Cleric finds out it is a tasty fish. And the wizard IDs it as consumed. Got a loaf of bread on his desk. Barbarian senses danger. The bard inspires. Why is that one so big? There was some other clutter we could. Put on the shelves here. cards. A skeleton. Or a skull, not a skeleton. Part of a skeleton. Any more clutter? What is that? Target? Does it have an arrow up here? Oh. No, here you go. Here you go. So, here's a hint, right? This bookshelf has nothing on top of it. And here's another hint. It's pointing at the head or the skull. Like, here's the head. Like, focus on. Oh. The rogue would pull the deer horn and says, "Hold on to your butts." And the bookshelf just launches forward. That'd actually be pretty funny. I never did really find a tub. But, yes, we did. We can do this. He's got a tub. I guess that would make more sense. Oh well. That's a fancy wizard house. It's homey. It's cozy. It's missing something over here, but I don't know what. A lounge area. A lounge. Excuse me. Where was that super cozy looking chair I had earlier? Yeah. Very inviting house. Oop. Rogue got an 11 for dex save. Also, what level? What level is the party, or what level is whatever? I don't know. What else would you ask for a level for? Wizard could cast Raise Dead, but it's just a skull. Yeah, party or campaign? Oh no, man. Let's friggin' level 20, man. Let's go ham. You got all the tools. You can just cast Wish and say, "I wish this session was done." I wonder, can you do that? If somebody gets the Wish spell, can you just say, "Hey, I wish this campaign was over"? Be a terrible thing to do. Do we have a cup? What is this? That is a cup. Okay. Bad. Let's put a loaf of bread over there. Bread. Look at this nice, relaxed, totally not a bad wizard's house. Side of a mountain. So cozy. So deadly. So nasty. Well, Wish consumes the wizard. Oh, does it? So she likely wouldn't use it unless to become a lich? I thought, well, no, hold up. I thought Wish had like maybe a chance or something too. Let's see. 5e Wish spell.
Wish, the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord with your desires. Alright. Basic use of this spell is to duplicate blah 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 any other spell of 8th level or lower. You don't need... Why would you do that? Alternatively, you can create one of the following effects to your choice. You create an object of up to 25,000 gold in value that isn't a magic item. You allow up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points, and you end all effects, yada yada yada. You grant up to 10 creatures that you can see resistance, yada yada yada. You grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity. You undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any roll made with the last round, including your last turn. Reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result. For example, wish spell. Okay. You might be able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above example. State your wish to the GM as precisely as possible. The GM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. The spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might not, or might only be partly achieved, or you might suffer some unforeseen consequences as a result of how you worded the wish. For example, wishing that a villain were dead might propel you forward in time to a period when the villain is no longer alive, effectively removing you from the game. Similarly, wishing for a legendary magic item or artifact might instantly transport you to the presence of the item's current. Okay, I gotcha. Also, cleric would use the wish to become dragon, ancient black dragon. So then infinite wishes. Oh, is that how that works? Ah, D&D, you're so special. The stress of casting a spell weakens you. After enduring that stress, each time you cast a spell, until you rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. That's pretty potent. Wow. Oh, it's still silly, though. Very, very silly. Very silly. Oh, well, I think... Yeah, it's noon. It's noon. We've been at this for a couple hours. I think that's where we're going to stop. We pick it up next week, or maybe I'll play silly little Vampire Survivor type games. Toss up between that and this today. Justin, if you're in the Discord, I don't know if you are or not, you should totally post your character art. So get my character tokens in. Got it. Yeah. Get them posted in Discord or post them in the chat or something. Like I said, I don't know if it'll let you post a link. And I wouldn't have... Yeah, I don't have any settings in here. Community moderation, maybe. Participants. You'll just have to join the Discord. It should be a link in the description. Let's see. Is it? It is. All right. I gotta see them tokens, man. So I can make them the bad guys. I think I just hit my microphone. So... Kelly ho, yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't know if I'll be streaming Friday. I don't know if Parker's gonna be back, so might see y'all then for more bug shooting or whatever we decide to do, and then we'll be right back here next week, and then hopefully a video next Thursday. So, see y'all later.